Paul Tarlow, if you're not aware, has an amazing and comprehensive line of ebooks. And this was one of the very first things he did quite a few years ago. I recommend it because he has some innovative and inexpensive, very doable ways to hang and show glass. And he gives wonderful directions and instructions and pictures. And it's just a really, really good resource for like 20 bucks.
Isn't that one of Renee's shirts up on the upper left-hand corner?
It is. It is. That's how far back that goes.
Oh my God, I love it. I used to love it.
Yeah. So it's a great resource. Dave Hardell is a guy that I found on Etsy, and I'm not directing or showing an image of his homepage because he does all kinds of welding, and he didn't happen to have any stands on his homepage through Etsy when I looked for it last week or the week before. But I contacted him and asked him if he is still making glass stands, and he is. And I have purchased maybe 8 or 10 from him. Extremely inexpensive. I think they were like $12 to $18 each. He will make anything at any size. All you have to do is give him dimensions. They're very simple. They're very low profile. I like the material he uses because it's not that heavy wrought iron that you see in some stands. These are much thinner material. They're still very strong, and I can't recommend him highly enough. He turns them quickly, and he's reasonable, and he's a very nice guy.
And I have a question about these stands. They seem to be rounded.
Yes, they are.
Because the ones that you find in other places, they are squared, right?
Right. And these are much thinner. You know, so those little prongs that stick up in front of your work, they're not nearly as intrusive as with the material you're talking about, Melina.
Do you happen to have one handy?
Hold on. I don't think I do. Bear with me.
I feel like I should sing the Jeopardy thing. Do, 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 do. Yeah. I was wondering too, because I acquired one of Kim's pieces with a stand, but I think it's the heavy.
I thought they were Leos.
Oh, hold on one second. Let me. Can you guys see Kim okay?
No, we're still seeing
Hold on one sec. I'm going to stop share and pin her real quick. Okay, can you guys see that all right?
Nope.
Seeing you. Not yet. Kim, do you want to say something?
This is the stand I bought for a medium size bowl. Okay.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Can you see it? Yeah, it's lightweight, but it does the job. You know, there's nothing flimsy about this. So as long as, you know, your piece is sized for approximately this kind of width, you're going to be really happy with this. I think they're great. I just love the guy. You know, he just bangs these out. Just give him some dimensions.
Nice.
And reach him through his Etsy site.
Give him dimensions of your final piece or the dimensions you want of the stand.
I'm sorry, Jenny?
You give him dimensions of the final piece that it has to support, or the size of the stand you want?
The size of the piece.
Okay.
The size of the piece. So he was a great find, especially after we lost our vendor up in Georgetown who had those heavier wrought iron stands that she had a contract with a welder for. When she went away, he went away too. And so we don't have a local source. This is the next best thing.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Trying to share again. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, are you guys seeing the right thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Kind of rusty at this. Amazing what a couple of weeks in a foreign country will do.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. All right. So next one.
This is, I believe, a takeoff on one of Paul's ebook techniques, where he shows you how to build a stand out of glass. And I think that's what's going on here. I'm not sure, but I have made these little glass stands that you basically bend over a flower pot. It's a great idea. I've made 4. I broke 4. So it's not the best solution if you're looking for something permanent, but I think that's what's going on here. She has made glass stands. I made mine out of clear. She's using black material, but it looks like the same idea.
Now, Kim, you said that this is a similar style that's in Paul's book.
Yes,
Okay, cool. So they could get that information from his book.
yes.
Cool. All right.
I had a couple of these stands long ago, and I just love them because they're so heavy and they are simple and they are flat, and the profile of the prong that is holding up your glass is relatively small. I haven't purchased these from her, but if they are what I'm thinking of, they're heavy enough to support a good sized piece. And I imagine that she's got different sizes for different pieces of glass.
And these are metal?
These, I imagine they're iron,
Okay.
but you know, if you're interested, contact her, find out how heavy they are, you know, because you do need something heavy to hold glass. But I really do like this design. I think it's a really smart design. I've used them in the past. I like them a lot.
Very nice. Hey, Kim, are you going to put a list of these on the Fusing Friday page?
Well, we can download the PDF or download the keynote.
And we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, Slumpies.
Slumpies, you know, Slumpies has got something for everybody. I just wanted to be sure that you know that this is out there and that they've got many different kinds of things in all sorts of different sizes. And I think they're just a good all-around resource if you're looking for like the clear plastic, that sort of thing, the little book holders that will hold a small piece of glass. These guys are sort of one-stop shopping for that kind of thing.
Looks like some drop ring holders too, like some drop pieces. Nice. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
D&L, same thing. Some different things. They seem to specialize in glass for rounds. I've never bought anything from them, but I found them online and figured that I would toss them into the mix.
Yes. Good resource. I used to live by them in Denver, so I could just drop in. It was kind of fun. But an anecdote is that they weren't near as cool to shop at as Helios. Because when you would go to Helios, you know, like Karen might write cute things on your glass and whatever. And D&L just kind of says, there's the table, go wrap your own stuff. It was so far. Yeah, it was really, it was not the happy experience we were used to at Helios. So, anyway. All right. Yay, Melina.
Hey,
Take it away,
Kim,
Melina.
Kim,
Yeah.
before we jump into Melina, doesn't Dale Keating have several ebooks on glass stands?
That I do not know, but she's probably got a resource for it because she has the Facebook group about tutorials and lessons and things in ebooks.
Yeah, I think she's got at least one, if not 2.
Yeah, she's a smart lady.
Cool, good to know.
Do you have the links, Jenny? Do you think you can find the links and put them in the chat?
I don't. Let me look for it here while you're going.
Yeah.
She does have a number of ebooks on stand.
I'm curious to find out everything that's possible. So should I talk now?
Yes, please.
Okay, sorry. So I don't know if you can see me because I cannot see myself. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hold on. To do it, I need to unshare the presentation. Hold on. And then
okay. I have a piece here to show, like for the slide that you were showing, I have a piece here that has kind of the same stand.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you.
One sec. There we go.
Okay, so the idea is most of the supplies are from Home Depot or Lowe's. This is an aluminum edge for plywood. And these two little things that are holding it are called ferrules. And you find them at Home Depot or online. And this is a piece of wood that I bought it at the wood shop and finished it. So that's my latest stand. So I guess we started with the latest one, and then you just put your piece in, and that's it. Yeah.
Those the ferrules that you get, they're actually in the hardware aisle where you find the screws, probably, if you remember.
Yeah, it's
Cabinets with
it's
drawers.
a bag that has a ferrule and a stopper.
Gotcha.
Basically, that's how I think I sent you the link, Kim, right?
Cool.
I'm not sure, but I wanted to. If not, I can share it. But it's easy to find anyway. So that's this stand. You will see in the slide presentation, before that stand, I came up with this, which is actually from Paul's book. And these are just stainless steel. It was a bar that I cut it. And that's kind of the gist of it.
I think that's very elegant.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's very obtrusive.
Yeah. Let's see if I put it
I
here.
like the earthiness of the wood too. The wood actually adds a really nice contrast to the.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
Melina,
So
do you know what kind of wood that you used? You said you got it from a wood shop.
yeah, there is one on I-35. I think it's Woodworks. I
Okay.
think it's called Woodworks. And it has very different kind of wood, more exotic pieces that are just leftovers from other projects, I guess. And I just buy smaller pieces that I cut myself and I sand them down.
Nice.
And maybe stain them a little bit. This one, I think it has a little bit of stain. This one, I think it has maybe just a finishing oil on it. But I think this was, I don't remember, Coco Bolo.
Oh, Coco Bolo. There's
Yeah.
Coco Bolo, and another one might be Ipe. Ipe is
Yeah, I haven't worked with that one.
yeah.
I'm just going there, and many times I take the piece with me, and I just go, I put the piece, and I kind of look at the colors. Yeah. I also, before in his book, Paul has one of the pieces, if you look, has metal stand that he painted. So that's another option if you want, and I've done that before, where, you know, if you want a black stand or a white stand or whatever color, you know, then an option is to paint the wood.
Nice.
So that's another option. Also in his book, he has these stands, and I don't know which piece was in this stand. I don't think I have it anymore. Maybe I designed a different stand for it. But this is piece of granite, I think.
Probably a solid surface countertop.
Or solid,
Yeah, it's a piece of granite. He first started that in the Sky Windows class.
yes. And then I cut it on the tile saw. This particular one, I spray painted black. So, but I used granite that was kind of had rough edges, kind of that became part of the piece before. So yeah, I think these are the stands that are in the presentation that you will see in a little bit.
Yeah. You know, and I have another possible one too. If anybody's here near Dripping Springs, there's a guy named Phil Hoggett who has a place called Carved Stone. And he actually does all these things with limestone. So if anybody wanted like block limestone stands, I can get you in touch with him as well. But you see his stuff around Austin where he'd have like these lamps that would have like a star carved out of a block of limestone. He was kind of known for that style, but he does a lot of kind of art stands and awards and stuff like that. He'd also make a resource.
Another thing that I want to say about the granite and stone,
Yeah.
a lot of those places where they cut them, you know, for kitchen counters and bathroom counters and stuff like that. They have a lot of pieces that are really laying around in the yard. So I went, there is one on Palm Springs Road, and I just knocked on the door and said, can I just pick up the pieces that are laying down? How much should I pay for them? And they said, you can just go and pick them up. So once in a while, I'll go and I treasure hunt there. Yeah, I have a bunch in my backyard, I have to say. Don't know if I will ever use them, but.
Very fun.
All right. You ready for the presentation?
Next one.
Okay, it'll take me a sec.
You can. That's another piece of granite that I decided to put it sideways.
So Melina, did you just have that sideways piece holding that?
Yeah, that's
Just
all.
behind it.
Yeah, there's nothing behind it. It's just that piece of granite.
Is it a flat piece or is it curved at all?
It's flat.
Wow, it's impressive.
Yeah, it's a heavy piece of granite, so it's not going anywhere. And when I cut it tight enough that the glass is snug in there.
I always thought that this was the perfect size and perfect shape and perfect color of glass to balance out your birds.
Oh, the black piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the black it's beautiful because it kind of ties it together. Another thing, Melina, I know, you've cast glass. Have you ever cast anything like this to use as a?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But it crossed my mind, and it also crossed my mind to cast concrete, but I've never done it.
Cool. All right.
That's one of the granite pieces that I picked it up from the yard and from that yard that I was saying, and I just cut it. And that's kind of one of the first ones. I think the first one that I made. Meanwhile, I learned how to cut the granite to look better.
I love it. I love the rough edge, and I love the fact that it's on an angle and it kind of points at you. It's just so unexpected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the same concept with the ferrule and the aluminum edge. Why I started with this, I felt like I wanted the piece to be a little bit more elevated than the ones that have just the pegs. You know, I wanted to create the delimitation in between the piece and the base, the wood. So to create kind of a floating sensation, feeling.
Yeah, it keeps it from being kind of heavy.
Yes, exactly.
Melina, do you know about how big this piece is? How big the piece of glass is?
That one should be, I think it's close to this one. So probably I would say 18, 19 by roughly 7.
Okay.
2 layers thick?
2.5, I think,
Okay,
you know,
Okay.
because I kept adding
Yeah.
stuff to it.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece
Oh,
and really,
and the what's good about the metal edge, the aluminum edge, is that is you sort of kind of can push it together a little bit, you know, if it's too large, or you can push it apart a little bit if it's too narrow, because sometimes the glass is not exactly the dimension of that aluminum edge.
nice.
You know, another thought too is if you wanted it black, if you just happen to want it that way, you could paint it, but you could also powder coat it, not too expensively. So
Oh, really?
yeah, if you took
So-
the metal pieces to a metal fabrication shop of some sort, they should have powder coating, because
Oh,
when you powder coat, you have to attach it to kind of, I guess, a source that, I guess it's electrified, I guess, in a way, because it's actually spraying a powder on it that is attracted by static electricity, then it's baked. So when you're powder coating, at least that would be super durable. But if you would remove those ferrules and then that channel from the wood part, take it to one of those shops, it's not that expensive to have it done if you wanted to do it that way and just wanted to
yeah.
and they have tons of
That's-
different colors.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah. That's a great idea.
yeah, but I like
I
the
didn't even know. Yeah.
silver is elegant on this, very elegant.
Yeah. And you can also sand the aluminum, you know, so it gets very white
Yes,
when you sand it. And I like that look.
right.
Yeah.
Nice. Very pretty. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Mhm.
Very-
Oh, that one you saw, so you can skip it.
What I like on this one, how you did this, the silver all the way across, whereas the
Yeah.
left was just smaller. That's another-
Yeah, I did it in different ways. Yeah.
Mm.
It's kind of how I felt about that piece, I guess.
It is so close to the colors that you use, it almost disappears.
Yeah, I think it's true. It's true. The piece is very gray on the bottom, so it does. And I like how the wood complements it too.
Yes, very nice contrast. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Mhm.
There we go.
Oh, that's another one of the granite ones. Just 2 pieces this time. I have to say that this one, it's a little wobbly. It was a little wobbly at that point, so yeah. It's just the shape of the pieces.
So did you manage to secure it better somehow?
No, I switched. I made it in. If you remember the first slide in when you started my presentation, I mean with my pieces, I did them with. I changed them with this metal edge and wood, and then they sold. I had a lot of people that really liked them, and they were like, oh, if I touch them, they will break. So you cannot really glue them. So it's, yeah. I figured out the solution in the end, but I like the way they looked with just that little piece in the middle.
Mhm.
I wonder if you could use like that museum gel or whatever, the clear stuff. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I mean, you can use it, in my opinion, you can use it when you have show. But then when somebody buys the piece, what do? Do you give them some museum gel to take
Right.
over? Because I mean, transporting it is much easier if you just take it apart.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's nice.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that I showed at the beginning with the pegs.
All right,
Perfect.
hanging solutions. Is this Melina still, or is Kim, is this you?
I think
This
it's yeah.
is back to me for a little while. So everybody is probably familiar with hang your glass.
Yeah.
They have some.
Oh,
Ruh-roh.
yeah.
Kim, did you freeze?
Yeah, Kim's frozen.
Uh-oh. Here,
Did
I'll
not
play
the
like
best
I'm
pose.
here. Okay, so everybody knows about Hang Your Glass, found at hangyourglass.com. And that's about yeah. Here, let me text Kim real quick.
Might have to try it out. Oh, yeah, go.
Yeah, I just did. I may call her.
Yeah, she's probably talking along thinking that we're all good. Well, meanwhile, we can look at the next one, which is one of our very, very favorites of Kim's.
I love that.
That's darling.
Of course, and if you look more closely, sometimes it doesn't come across on Zoom very well, but the roaches are actually in front of the White House. And then the
Yeah.
No way.
yeah. So
Kim's working on connecting back, just so y'all know.
okay, cool. But yeah, that's one of my very favorite pieces of Kim's where she
Yeah, those are fabulous pieces.
they're kind of cathartic right about now. So
Oh yeah, you're right.
yeah,
When did she make them?
probably within the last 4 years. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Right up. So I don't need this one.
You know, it could have actually been earlier than that. This was about the time of the powder printing.
Yeah,
Do we know if this one is it powder printed?
it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like.
And I know that the rats.
FBI, drop what you're holding.
The other things are decals.
Yeah. Okay. Kim says she's working on getting back, but yeah, I know that the roaches were decals, the rats were decals.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
everything's decals.
Was the White House and the
I think even those are decals.
Oh.
Oh,
Did she put the decals on the back or how is it so faded?
Kim said she's lost the internet at her house.
Oh,
hold on. Let me see if I can get her on the phone. Let's see. I'm working on it. Okay. Because I was gonna say I could hopefully maybe ring you in. Yeah. So we are looking at your rats and your roaches. And
that's Hang Your Glass.
oh no, we already oh, this one is? Okay. So Kim says that these guys were from Hang Your Glass. That's how she hung these. In fact, here.
But everybody wants to know if these are all decals or if there's powder work in there or what.
Okay, and she said that these are little standoffs that are on the back that go into a bracket. So everybody, I remember we talked about this one being decals, but then were the White House and Congress, were those screen printed? Or how did you do that? They are all decals. So Kim says that these guys are all decals.
how are the buildings so
Okay.
baby.
Go for it. Oh, she said that she put white enamel behind the rats so that they would show up a little bit better. So is it 2 layers? It's 2 layers, right? 3 layers. So she's got the color, the Capitol building, and then the rats. So it's 3 layers. So, okay. So I'm looking, oh, and then the next slide actually shows the standoffs and the brackets on the back of that piece.
Yeah.
So on these guys, they go on with the 2-part epoxy, and then that sits for 24 hours, and then it's ready to hang.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a 2-part epoxy. It's a different one.
Has anybody else used these before? or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh, good. So, and then we have the Adjust-A-Bale, which we had talked about earlier. Uh-oh, I guess that's AAE glass in the middle. Yeah, and that one is also epoxy, right, on the back. Yes. And what's nice about these is that because they're curved like that leveling your pieces is really easy because of that curve. So, and those are nice kits, different sizes. And Tanya also has a video on AAE glass that shows exactly how to use these. Kim says that it's absolutely wonderful. So, and then we also, okay, this is the same one. So there's on the back of this piece, this is one of Kim's high fire pieces. You can see that there's one of the hangers and then there's a wall anchor. So, and something I would suggest if people don't like wall hangers, this is probably a good time to use them if you're putting your favorite glass up there. So, and it looks like
that bottom standoff, that bottom thing can just be a piece of like even plexiglass that you epoxy on that you just, or acrylic, you know, that you just cut to the right size so it's standing off the right distance from your wall.
Okay, so let's see the next one. And then this is a different view of it, so you can see the little standoff at the bottom, and then this.
We do have a question online if anybody has a resource for the acrylic cubes, where to buy those.
So Kim. Okay.
Somebody's posted TAP plastics.
Okay. So, and Kim was saying that you adjust the tension, how tight this is to the wall, by the amount that you screw the screw in. So if you want it to be a little bit looser, that you would unscrew the screw before you hang it on there. So. Okay. And the loose side block on
She's
the
just
bottom.
on mute.
What's
Kim,
that?
I think if you're on mute. Kim is back on video. I think we just.
Kim, are you back on video?
Here.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Got
Different interface, totally different setup.
So you can
yeah.
see it then?
If you don't put this little lucite block on the bottom, then the piece tips forward and the back long, low edge bangs against the wall. So this makes sure that it stands out the same amount as the bale holds it away from the wall.
Gotcha. All right. You ready for the next one, Kim?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Guyford. These guys make beautiful hanging systems. I installed a job that I unfortunately never took pictures of that had clips, and I suspended them along wires that were turned into upper and lower window casings. But they also do something with standoffs very similar to what Hang Your Glass did, and Melina has actually used those. And so we've got some pictures from her as well.
Okay. And we, oh yes, these guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you can find these guys very cheap online on Amazon on different sizes. I'm going to show you when we get there, but yeah, they are thinner ones and fatter ones and longer, shorter. It's really a big diversity on Amazon.
Yeah, in fact,
When I was doing my installation, I had no idea what to do. And I called these guys and I said, I think this is what it is. And I described it to him. The guy spent an hour on the phone with me walking through how to do this. I
Yeah.
can't recommend them highly enough.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Mhm.
we also, Melina, in fact, I still have glass panels that you said you might want one. But Bobby in his office, we had put tempered glass panels that served as whiteboards. And so they were these big tempered glass panels. And then we basically had these on the wall to hang them. And you can either use them too if you've drilled through, but there are some of them out there where it's just kind of clamping the edge. So the ones that we had for our glass panels were actually just the edge ones, but some of these that you're looking at here actually are the ones with the holes.
So
Yeah.
Kat, were those the little ones that grabbed the edge and they had like a rubberized gasket inside so that the metal didn't touch your glass?
Yes, I think.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but it turned out really nice. It because we like the color of the wall and we wanted to be able to use these as whiteboards. I'd seen it done in an office before, but it was some big bucks to put them up there, and now Bobby's ripped them down. So,
Hope you saved the hardware.
yeah, I've also got the glass panels, so we'll talk later. But ready, here comes Melina's next one.
Yeah, this is from the latest project that I finished. So I had a client that wanted a lot of nests like these ones. I don't know if you see them. I don't see myself on the screen, so I hope you can see it.
Oh, did you want
Anyway,
to show something?
Yeah,
Hold on 1 second.
like this. You know, my client really.
Hold on. Okay, there. Can you guys see it?
No, we had her a moment ago though.
Not yet.
Let me-
Do I need to speak a little bit so you can see?
Yeah, I've pinned it. So I've actually
There we
pinned
go.
it. If
Gotcha.
if you look at the interface, at the Zoom interface, you should see Melina.
Okay. So, yeah, she wanted a wall full of these in different colors and different sizes. Some of them much bigger than these. So we started with color samples. So what you saw in the previous slide is my little color samples that I've made for them to choose the colors. And so that's where I started from. And since we talked about hardware and the Gifford systems, this is one of those things. So that's the part that gets attached to the wall with a screw in the middle. Oh, where is it?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. And this one goes, so imagine that is in the wall, and then you basically screw your piece in. And I created a little button the same color as the glass to make it disappear a little bit. So
Interesting.
it's a
elegant.
very simple system to make them stay there.
You know, and I might even show, if you guys can see it, I got one real quick. I'll show you. I know I had shown this on one of the Fusing Fridays in the past that actually had created something almost like that with a printer.
Oh.
In fact, that's
so
how my plates on the wall are attached, was because this one part has a screw that goes into an anchor on the wall.
That's exactly how this one works.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly
On
how
this one was it's a bigger hole on it, but you can glue something to the top of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if anybody happens to want that 3D printing file, I don't mind sharing it if anybody wants it. So Very cool. Let me unpin myself. There we go. It's all good.
Can we go back to the presentation?
Sure. Yeah, let me get it real quick. And there it is.
Okay, so these are the samples, the color samples that I've made. And you can go to the next slide. So this is where the installation was gonna be, and we thought about different ways to do it. It's a Venetian plaster wall, so imagine screwing all of those nests in. It made me so nervous, so I came with the solution for that. I went to Austin Plastics and Supply, and I bought matte acrylic and board, and that's what we used to install them on. Am I still talking? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't see the presentation or anything. I just see a blank screen.
We see you.
Perfect. Okay, so that is part of that panel, and you can see that on this side it's matte, this side is shiny. But I really like the matte part. They also have white plastics and different colors, really. You can really choose different colors. If you go to the next, staying on that same slide.
Okay, hold on.
I made my mock-ups, basically.
Wait, hold on,
It's
Melina.
papers.
Melina, are you back at the presentation or do you want to show something?
It's okay. We can stick with the presentation. Oh, I don't need to show it because you can
Alright.
see it in the picture.
Alright.
It's I printed some of the nests and actually all the colors that they chose. I printed them on paper, and I tried to create the sizes that they wanted. And that blue was the border of the panel. We ended up with a bigger panel than that, but and that's kind of how I did the mock-up for them. They were very involved in the process of choosing the dimensions and how to install them. That helped, actually. I like that involvement and feedback.
How did you attach it to the wall?
I'll show the panel.
Yes.
The panel, I attached it with the same Gifford system that you've seen, but they were bigger pins than the ones that I used for the nests. You know, they were 1 by 1. I think they were 1 by 1 standoffs. Yeah. So we can go to the next slide. Yeah, so here I am drilling the holes, and I installed all the hardware before I put the panel up, and the panels come with paper on top of them so they don't get scratched. That's why you see that paper over there. We can go to the next slide. And here is, you see the panel is already installed, and I'm just installing each of the nests, because so they wanted you need the screw that goes through the panel. It had a cap on the other side to secure it. So basically I couldn't change the placement, or I couldn't add any more in the middle after the panel was up, because my fingers would not go all the way there, so I can put the backing on. So I had to have everything pre-installed and then just to screw in the nests afterwards. We can
That's
go to the next.
amazingly gorgeous.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
If you're going through the back of the panel and you're making a hole
Yeah.
and you're worried about the screw turning as you try to install the front piece, I have two thoughts. One, you could glue the head of the screw to the back of the panel and then it wouldn't move. And secondly, after you make a hole, if you tap the hole with a thread, the same thread as the screw, and you tighten it, the screw isn't going to move when you install the front piece.
Yeah, I understand that, but it looked much more finished with an end cap, and you can find them at Home Depot. You know,
Oh, you could
so
still use the end cap.
I used, yeah. Oh, to use.
I think he's talking about the backside.
I'm talking about going through the back side with a threaded, a screw, and either gluing the head of the screw to the back of the panel so it won't move, or tapping a hole in the hole, tapping the hole and threading the screw in and making it tight enough so that it doesn't move, and then you do all your installation from the front as you were already doing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
tapping is introducing threads into that hole. So
Oh, I
it's
see.
basically you're making the inside of a bolt, essentially, or the nut. You're basically making those threads on the inside of the hole is what he's
Right.
Yeah, I understand. The panel was not very thick, was half an inch.
That's plenty.
So I wanted to really secure them. I didn't know, if gluing or even tapping would be enough. So I wanted to have a little bit of the screw get out in the back so I can cap it. That was, I mean, with a thicker panel, I could see that you could do that, but this one was not very thick because we didn't want the weight.
Was
half
it a
inch,
quarter? You said a
half inch is more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think it would have been?
I do
Yeah.
it all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to hear more about your experience, Richard.
Well,
That is gorgeous.
I just explained it. It's very simple. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes instead of using the plexiglass or whatever the plastic is, I use a piece of aluminum. And
Yeah.
You know, when there are multiple pieces of glass in one project and you want to hang it in someone's home or you want it to hang in a gallery, nobody likes to hang all those little individual pieces, as you can imagine. So lately I've been using aluminum. It just seems to look good. I buy it online from Online Metals. I take a sander and I rough it up so it isn't too shiny. And I do, well, I don't use those things that you do. I use either a plexiglass or an aluminum square tube, and I glue that to the back of the glass. And then I go through the back of the aluminum panel into that aluminum or plexiglass tube that I have threaded. And it works just fine. And if you decide someday that you don't like the aluminum, you can unscrew it and you can make a hole in one of the square tubes and hang it from that on a single picture hook.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Do you have any pictures that or anything? I'm just very visual.
I do, but I don't know how I would get them to you. I did an explanation of this on a Facebook page, Lunch with a Glass Artist. I don't know if you.
Lunch with
do
the
that.
glass.
Larry Pyle.
Yeah, Larry Pyle, right. And there's pictures and an explanation.
Okay.
And it's relatively inexpensive. You can get everything at Home Depot. Well, I'm not sure about the plastic, but the aluminum certainly you can get at Home Depot.
Uh-huh.
And tapping a hole is very simple. You just have to buy a tap and a handle for it. Not very expensive. And it's rigid, it's tight.
Uh-huh.
And to make it even easier for the gallery, on the two end screws that hold the aluminum panel to the aluminum tubing, I put, they're called lugs, electrical lugs. I don't know how to describe them to you, but they have a hole in, so the screw goes through the hole. And then there's a little tube, and you put your picture wire through the tube, and it's got a set screw, and you just tighten it. And you get heavy duty picture wire, like 100-pound picture wire. It's plastic coated. It works great.
Nice.
And the gallery likes it because they don't have to bother. I mean, sometimes I used to give them a template to hang it, and
I done that before, yeah.
and they still screw it up.
Yeah.
So this is much easier.
Oh my God. Melina,
I
I
like
have
your
a question on this too. Is the
Yeah.
frosted part of this plastic on the back or towards the front?
Towards the front, because as you can see, there's big windows there. There would have been a lot of glare.
Yeah.
And the chandelier that you see in the back has frosted glass. So, and also the nests are sandblasted. So they are kind of matte. So I think it tied in with everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this downtown Austin?
It's no, it's not downtown. It's on 360.
Ah.
On 360 and Deepwood. I forgot. the
Oh,
name of
but it's outside. I thought it was maybe downtown in one of the high rises.
No, it's not. It's what you see over there is the 360. Yeah, if you look on the window, you can see the Pennybreaker Bridge. Not in this picture. You need to be in there to see it.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, nice. Nice touch.
Yeah, so yeah, you'd see that's 360 down there.
Nice.
And that's what I wanted to say about the hardware is that they have different sizes, as I said, longer and shorter. So I was able to create a little bit of different profiles for each of the nests with that. And then my signature plate, that was an engineering work there, how to do it, because I attached it after the panel was up. So gluing it was kind of difficult because the glue would just slide off. So I found these magnets, which Bob Letterbarrow uses a lot in his work, and that's how I found out about them. And they are called earth magnets, and they have a cup. So earth magnets with a cup, and you can buy them online at DJ or DK. I don't remember exactly, but I can look it up. Magnets, and they have different sizes. So can you highlight me? I don't know if you can see them. I bought the smallest ones for this project, but they have so many sizes and they are so strong. So you see, this is the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the magnet is really tiny. and it goes in there. So if you glue a piece on the magnet, it will just,
Oh,
you see?
That's
Yeah.
very slick.
Yeah, they are amazing. I love them. I love them. I mean, it's very hard to, there's a stack of the magnets. It's very hard to peel them off. So what I've done with the magnets here is I stacked up some of the nests, and they are installed with the same hardware that I shown you before, but I glued the cup on top of the hardware. Do you see it? Do you see the cup there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then the magnet is on the back of this. I glued it here. And then it will stay there.
oh, that's clever.
That's cool.
So that's my new toy. So yeah, so you can change those if you want to, or you say, oh, I want a bigger one over here, and you know,
I love that, Melina.
and they are not going anywhere unless you really bump hard into them. But I'm gonna play a little bit more with these magnets because I really like them.
Fun.
Yeah. And I wanted to say about, because it's always you're thinking, what are you gonna use for the glue? I vouch for this Hextall glue that you buy at His Glassworks. I'm a big fan, so I'm not gonna use, even for my jewelry, to glue bales. That's all I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna use anything else other than Hextall glue, because I had so many mishaps with different kind of glues getting unglued or turning yellow over time, but Hextall is the best.
Does Hextall really take a week to cure?
If you don't heat it up. But I found out they have a handout on His Glassworks where, you know, they detail how it works, and they say about heating it up. So I tested it. I usually make very small quantities, and I heat it up 10 seconds, then I let it cool down another 10 seconds, and I go like this about 5-6 times. And then if you leave it for 2 hours, it's tacky enough to be gel-like, you know, otherwise it's very liquid. So yeah.
So do you heat it with a hairdryer?
No, in the microwave.
Microwave, okay.
But don't go more than 10 seconds
Oh,
because it will melt.
okay.
In the container will melt. I use little plastic containers.
See, and all this time, I thought that Hextall was only good for adhering glass to glass.
No, metal, Bob Letterbarrow, he's using these earth magnets, and he's always adhered them with Hextall. And his pieces are, he has pieces that have been outside for years in, you know, minus degrees, and
Yeah,
it's fine.
I know the
Yeah.
pieces you're talking about on the side of his studio.
Yeah. So Hextall is the way to go. I think actually recently I glued a piece of polymer clay to metal and it holds. So yeah, I love it.
And we got somebody online saying they've used it to adhere rocks to glass and it works just fine. Looks great.
Adhere what?
Rocks to glass, and that works
wow.
really well too with Hextall.
Yeah.
I'm putting another one in the messages. There's a magnet supplier that I've used
That's
for
the one. That's the one.
AJ?
Thank you, Kat. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah.
I've used them for years because I use them for jewelry projects. But there's mounting magnets, there's bars. You know, when you click on these guys, there's all these different options here. their prices are fantastic and their service is really fast. But
Yeah, they came very fast. It's true.
yeah, so you've got countersunk rings, so your screw, lays flat on these. There's all sorts of different shapes. But
Yeah.
but one, I mean, like I said, some of the best pricing that I've ever had on anything. And when you're looking at these different magnets, like if you go to discs and cylinders, for example, it'll tell you the amount of weight that it holds. So there's different ratings for your magnets and also weight. So you can see that some of them these are tiny, tiny magnets, by the way. But you can also
Yeah.
by weight and then apply, and it'll tell you, which magnets will work for you.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
a really good resource.
I love them. I'm definitely gonna buy even bigger ones and try different projects and different shapes too.
Very cool. Never would have thought about putting magnets on my glass.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
learned from Bob.
I'd never thought of it. I've used them for jewelry a bunch, but because I'm
Yeah,
in search of the perfect magnetic pendant. So
yeah.
that'll probably stop pacemakers and stuff if it's not worn correctly, but have to be careful about that.
I have a question for Richard. What glue do you use for adhering your
E6000.
Huh?
E6000
E6000 for the plastic? And it's good?
for either the plastic tubing or the aluminum tubing to the back of the glass.
Okay,
I haven't had a problem, but I let it cure for a few days.
yeah, yeah. I think that glue is very good when you have bigger surfaces. Many times I find that with jewelry, I have a problem when it's very small, slick surfaces, then it will not, doesn't matter how fresh it is, how I left it there for 2 days without even looking at them. It's just,
Well, I roughed the back of the glass up a little bit.
yeah, I do that too. And still I had cases when it came off. Mostly in my client's hands, not in mine, so.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys remember that back at Helios years ago, they used to have a small 2-part glue that they used to sell that, I mean, it was a small container and it wasn't very, it wasn't cheap.
Remember
Was that the
talking
Hextel?
about, no. are you
No,
thinking
Hextel
Riley's?
comes in 2 parts.
Right,
and
but they had one that was 2-part, but they were very small containers of it.
It was like Trimaze or
Yes.
Triamase.
I think it's Trialise. It's a UV.
Trialase, that's right.
Yeah. But
That-
that one yellows over time,
Yeah,
and that
that's
one
probably
is it's cured by light, right?
Oh,
Well,
that's probably a
if you use-
cyanoacrylate.
You can either do it by light or you can do it with a
the 2
a second
parts.
part.
If
So
you
it
mix the
depends on
2
how you want to
parts,
do it.
yeah, if you mix the 2 parts, then you don't have to expose it to light.
Oh,
One of the parts, it was UV activated.
Right.
For me, it was super brittle. And so I always had it on my, like if I needed to put something on a pendant that I thought I might remove the bail later, I would always use Trialise or whatever they call it. But, and I'll probably not a popular thought, but I've used E6000 on literally thousands of pendants and I've never, if there's a problem with me getting a bail off, it's always the E6000. I have the hardest time getting them off, and I don't scuff them up or anything, and I don't even use alcohol on it. I was just washing them with like Dawn dishwashing detergent, dry them, and then I would put bails on them, and I never had a problem.
And I
So
take it you use it right away because I remember it's got like a 6 or 12-month shelf life after it's open, after
Yeah.
which it's not gonna, things are gonna fall off. So
yeah. I wouldn't even keep it a few months. I would just buy the little containers and just use those. But like Kat said, I had pieces. I still have pieces that I could not break them apart, and then I had pieces that just look at them and they came apart.
yeah.
that's why it's not reliable enough for me.
Yeah, especially with
So,
your big pieces. Yeah, I would definitely, I would be.
yeah.
Mhm. So, if my pendants fell off, it was okay, except for maybe there were about 10 of them. I probably would have been upset, but
Yeah.
oh man.
Another, and this is not part of the presentation, but I told you guys at the beginning about another way of displaying your art on the wall, is Margaret Benecke, I think it's her name. She has a great tutorial on displaying on MDF board that she paints, and she uses silicone to adhere the glass, and that's how she hangs her pieces, some of her pieces. Do you want me to?
I will see if I can find it, and I'll put it on the Fusing Friday page.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Mounting techniques at Glass Emotions. You see it in the middle, Kat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one.
We
Yeah.
we have somebody online saying if you want to get E6000 off the bill, you can soak it in turpentine.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. Yeah, so that's her class. Yeah, she's working with enamels. She's doing fantastic painting work with
She
enamels.
recently discovered bullseye glass because our friend Kirsten sent it to her, and now she'll never go back.
I know, yeah. Yeah. She's done some cool stuff with it.
Oh, she's amazing.
Man, but she's fast. I don't
And
know.
she cranks out the stuff.
I know. I don't think she ever sleeps.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Her work is so beautiful.
It's stunning. Yeah. So I think that's all I have.
There was
on
one
my part.
message that came through on the chat. It was directly to me. It said E6800 is more viscous, and she uses it for large totems, 48 inches by 6 inches. If I can read
I've
it.
never heard of that glue. What is the name?
E6800.
Oh,
Let me
wow.
look
I have to look it up.
looking it up now, real quick. See.
It's like the super strong version, right?
Yes. There it is.
6810 or 68? Oh, 6800.
6800.
Oh, wow.
What? How have we not known about this?
I don't know. It's,
Industrial
I wonder
adhesive.
if it's, I wonder, but the other one says industrial on it too. So, you know,
Oh, look at
yeah.
that. You can get the giant tube at Home Depot
For $100.
68 cents a case.
We can share them.
I know, right? Love it. Is it on Amazon? No, you can get it at Walmart, but there it is. A gallon.
Oh, great.
Wow.
No, that's not it. The Pentium thing. Anyway.
I wonder if it's an elastic glue like the E6000. It's nice because it keeps its elasticity. So for wearable items, it's perfect. That's what I like about it. But I wonder if this one is the same.
Here's this.
as
So
the
it's
same
on
quality.
Amazon, but not with Prime.
Mhm.
But there it is. Industrial adhesive. So
That's a lot of glue.
I think this is the small one. Having traveled recently, I know 3.4 ounces is what you can put in your carry-on with stuff. So
And I wonder if it's yellowing over time. So I'll have to read some reviews.
oh, it does say UV resistant, resists yellowing and cracking when used outdoors.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Cool.
And waterproof.
Well, we learned something new.
I know,
Let's put
right?
it this way, that's what they're claiming. I would want to see a test.
Yeah.
We should get right on that. Maybe we need to, you guys could use it for the mosaic. So,
Diane has her system all figured out. She uses a lot of silicone glue. I know that.
yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, that's cool. Oh, and then I did put the link to Display Mountings by Marguerite.
Yes.
Did you guys see that one? So if anybody's interested, I put the link in the chat as well.
Jenny, are you capturing all of those and will you email that to me and I'll make a list of links over the
Yeah, I
weekend?
just have those two, and then I have the Dale Keating stuff that I did real early
Nice.
on.
Thank you.
Okay. If you'll send me that, I'll just get all the links and collect them.
Will do.
Yeah, very nice. Those look really nice. Cool. Good information.
She's a great painter.
Yeah.
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 That is cool. Anyway, Kim, you got anything? Anybody?
I don't have anything more.
What time is it?
5:20.
I did have exciting news that's completely not glass related or COVID related.
You're pregnant.
No, God, no. Oh, wait. No. No. Do any of you guys like McDonald Land cookies? Do you remember McDonald Land cookies? Nobody? No? Oh, never mind.
You found them?
Well, what about them?
Um,
Come on, don't leave us hanging.
hold on, let me go because I found them on Amazon. Hold on.
Carrie, I love your haircut.
Thank you. It's the summer
it's
look.
So well, really.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like it.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Good seeing
So-
you. There we go.
Oh,
Elfin cookies from Amazon. Because I was actually up on eBay looking to see if I could find like 25-year-old packages of McDonald Land cookies because I was really craving them. And no, I'm not pregnant. So, but anyway, I did a search and it said Elfin crackers from Keebler are actually the old McDonald Land cookies. And so I had to buy a whole case of them. But they are fabulous and they taste just like McDonald Land cookies. So anyway, that's all I have.
That's funny.
So
That's funny.
here, I'll enjoy a couple while we're, oh, look at that.
oh, now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So we have somebody online saying use E6000, but it hasn't yellowed, and you just leave it alone to cure for 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't have yellow. I know that, but I had a few mishaps with it. So that's why I'm gonna stick with my head stove.
Do it. Yeah, I actually had a jewelry artist tell me once that E6000 would not cure at higher elevations.
Oh,
Really?
And
interesting. We're not at higher elevation here.
but the thing, well, I lived in Denver at the time, and so she's like, oh God, no, it doesn't cure if it's over like 3,000 feet above sea level. And I'm like, what the hell? She was completely full of crap. It worked just fine in Denver.
Oh,
But she had it convinced in her head that she could not use E6000.
I think that's the problem with me. It happened a few times, and then I'm just like scared of it.
Right.
I'm
No.
just glad to know there's a way to speed up the Hextol stuff, because
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
understand
So
that
basically,
it's
if you do
24 hours,
this,
it's 7 days,
yeah, what I do, I glue them and I leave them there. The second day, they are already secure, but to wear them or anything, I give them 48 hours.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Does it
Yeah.
thicken up at that point? So if I'm trying to repair a piece of mine that's cracked, I assume that starts to get too thick in that format, and I should use it.
So if you
Yeah.
do that, if you warm it up and then cool it, warm it, cool it 5-6 times, and then wait 2 hours and use it, by the second day, you will not be able to move your piece again.
No, what I'm asking is, does it itself become thicker as opposed to liquid?
Yeah.
So I have like a piece
Yeah.
that has a crack down it that I want to get some Hextol in there, and I figure in its very liquid form, I could drip it in there,
Yeah.
of ice on there. I'm assuming
Yeah.
at this point, with heating it up, it gets too thick to be able to drip in
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah,
go.
so I think that's why it was developed to be used in a very liquid form to
Right.
make cracks disappear. So you pour it in there and it renders them invisible. But I'm not using it that way, you know. I need to glue bales and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
the best way to do it is warming it up because I need it to be thicker.
Yeah. I need
You
something
can
very
just
thin.
make it and wait for it, you know, just leave it there and it will thicken with time, but you really speed it up if you put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
So Melina, how did you figure that out?
I think I talked with Paul and I also read the instructions on Hextall. Right. And then by trial and error, you know, I burned the container because I was thinking, okay, let's speed it up. And you know, if you pass 15 seconds, you will burn your container. So
Melina, I assume with this question online, I assume that when you're putting it in the microwave, you've already mixed it up, right? You're not putting in the two separate.
yeah. Oh yeah. You have to really have a very good, how do you call it? Measuring where you weigh your stuff. I cannot find the word right now.
Scale? A scale?
Thank you. A scale. Yeah, thanks. And it's 1 part to 3 parts. So usually for small batches, I just do 1 gram of part B or A, yeah, 1 gram and 3 grams. And then I mix it up and then I put it in the microwave.
Cool.
And I apply it. I don't heat it first, but after I mix and put on, I use it on the crosses so that people can mount those on the wall where they want them. And after it's on the cross and kind of stable, I heat it with the hairdryer.
Oh.
And then I let it cure 48 hours, like you said, and you cannot move it. And then I wrap it and ship it and give them instructions to let it go another couple of days. So I have the mail time and then also their time. So, and no one's had a fail and they just, you know, screw it right in and boom. So I really like the Hextall a lot.
Yeah,
so I will try the microwave thing.
Yeah,
the
good part about heating it up like this is making it more gel-like faster, basically. Yeah, then you make it in you know, a few hours you will have it at the consistency where you can glue bales or whatever hardware you need to, or even 2 pieces of glass. Oh, I have one. Let me show you. Hold on.
While she's looking, this piece is Hextall to aluminum.
Oh, how much Hextall did you use there?
I didn't use very much, and I mean, it's
just in corners.
Yeah, I kind of did a cross, you know, and boom. So, and this was not heated or anything, but it works great on metal.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Me too. So.
Thank you, Melina,
and
so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim.
Oh, I really appreciate you being willing to share everything. You're probably the most experienced stand person I know.
Right?
Oh, I'm a little obsessive.
Well, I think it's fantastic that we're seeing, because we've seen these little, you know, these nests that she's been making for a while, and I had no idea how that was coming together.